Today I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. I'm going to show you an actual journal process, which I've been sharing anyway with this particular journal so that you can get some ideas for your own journal. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, I always suggest that if you love videos like this, to make sure that you subscribe below and also hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out. All right, let's go. So here we are in our beautiful new journal that we made. And if you haven't seen the tutorial on how we made this journal, there'll be a link above and also in the description below. So the first thing I had to do was figure out which page I wanted to use, and I just pulled out a few items. So I have a picture, I pulled out some shimmer sprays, I got some journal cards out here, and even some gift wrap, because you can use anything in your journal. Because I know you've probably already made your journal and you're thinking, what am I going to do with it now? Well, there's lots of things that you can do. You just have to release your creative mind. That's what I always say. So first I went ahead and I cut out the picture that I was going to use, because I'm not using both of these pictures. I'm just only going to use one. So I kind of cut it out, and this is actually a picture of some eggnog, and it is made by So Delicious, and it's coconut eggnog. And no, this is not a sponsored video, but I love that eggnog, and I was happy to find it at the beginning of the Christmas season. And so now I had to kind of figure out how I was going to layer things on. You know, I never know how things are going to work out until they're actually finished, because I can take some things out kind of pre-video, but I always seem to go in a different direction. So I had this ratty piece of paper in here that I added to my journal because I knew that I would be able to use it. And I'm actually going to cover it with a magazine page. Magazines are a great source of finding really pretty things that you can use within your journal. So I definitely would suggest collecting some magazines. And you know, you don't have to buy those magazines. I actually got this one from a free magazine that I had. So I have like a little magazine stash, and I really like the border of that. So I decided to put it on. And then the next thing I thought about doing was adding some of this Christmas paper, because it is so beautiful and lovely. And I thought of some things that I could do with it later. Now, one thing that I like to do with my journals is sometimes I don't really decorate like a full page on the journal. I will like go through and put bits and pieces on different pages and kind of pre-prepare it for my journaling later. And this is kind of what I did with this page. A bit, and you'll see what I mean by a bit. So I went ahead and I took my glue stick, which is kind of my go-to gluing when I'm using my journal, because it's not wet. You don't want to use a glue that's too wet, because it will kind of seep through the back. Trust me, been there or done that. And so I just cut the page down. So I like the way it looks already. Even against that other magazine page that I put in, I really like it. So now I have this journaling card, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So the first thing I did was I cut it down, because you have to kind of think out of the box with the items that you have. So even though it's a journal card and it was one of the large ones, you don't have to keep it large. You can cut it down. You don't have to use what's on it. You can cover it up, or, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I decided I was going to try to do a painting technique, and I'll have to say I don't think it really worked out that great, but it could be the sprays that I use. So I have these shimmer sprays, and I added a little bit of water to it, and I put it like on some packaging. I've seen people do this before, but I don't know how I felt about it, but you know, in the end it was okay. And so it came out really light, and again, it could be just the shimmer spray itself. And I mean, I don't know, I kind of liked it. I kind of like everything that I do though. And so I wanted to make sure I sopped up all of that paint, and you can see how it looked on there. And so I wanted to give it like a quick dry, because I'm always so impatient when it comes to my paint jobs. I want things to be finished immediately so I can move on to the next step. So the next thing I did was I took out another shimmer spray, because I wanted to have red and green for kind of Christmas time. I was feeling a little bit Christmas timey. That's what the eggnog kind of reminded me of. So as I did spray this, it came out kind of more pink than it did red, but I still liked it. It was kind of blotchy. I don't know. It's not, it's not something that I'm that proud of, but at the same time, it wasn't a total disaster. So that's what counts. Just remember, when you are journaling or doing any of your projects, there are no mistakes. So now I'm trying to figure out how I want to position this photo that I have here. So sometimes it takes a little while to kind of get the right positioning and figure out where you want things on the page. But, just take your time. It's your journal. Journaling is very therapeutic. And when you're being creative like this and using all different kinds of elements, at some point you just have to just lay things down, because you'll be moving stuff around forever. And I always say you just have to go ahead and commit. So I was thinking about using the other page as well for this kind of semi layout, but not. And I decided to just put that picture over on the page that I was working on. But before I did that, I decided to kind of knock those edges down, or the corners down. I always feel like when you corner chomp something, it kind of gives it a finished look. So that's what I did. So as you can see, I'm still kind of playing with another card to see if I want to use that one as well. She just can't make her mind up, people. She just can't make her mind up. So I also had like these little Christmas snowflakes that I got from the Dollar Tree probably about 2 years ago. Yep, that's right. I had that in my stash for about 2 years, and I hadn't done anything with it. So now I think I'm going to use this in this particular layout also. And I took out my 2 washi tapes, because that's all I had is 2 Christmas washi tapes. And I figured I need to go shopping. I need to go get me some more Christmas washi tape for sure. And so I put this down because I wanted this to be kind of a flip up card as well. So you can see she is still just thinking. Just don't know. She just doesn't know. So finally I decided to go ahead and commit, and I'm going to use some more of my Christmas washi tape and put this down. And yep, I like it. I like the way this is coming out. And I do like all of the colors because they're very Christmassy, and it's a lot going on, yes, but I still really like it. And I wanted to use that other card as well. And although orange isn't a Christmas color, I thought the orange would kind of fit in with that background image that I use, because it kind of has that feel of fall. So we have fall and winter and Christmas all mixed together in this layout. So it sounds good when I say it, doesn't it? It sounds really good. So now I have a few journal spots that I can actually use, so I like that. So I was just kind of grabbing whatever glue was close to me, and this glue is kind of a wet glue, and I really don't like it that much, but it has a really nice tip that you can get into tight spots with, and so that's why I use that particular glue. But as you can see, I had to kind of dab it up because it kind of oozes out from under the pages. So just be careful when you're using a wet glue on your journal, because it could seep out everywhere. So now I got my trusty glue stick back out, and I'm going to glue down these actual these snowflakes. And also I decided to use the scraps from that journaling card that I did that painting technique on, because I'm a hoarder. I don't throw anything away. I have a big bag of scraps. I mean, like a garbage bag of scraps. And sometimes I go back into those and I use them. I guess eventually I'm going to have to dump them. I think what I need to do is just say when that bag is full, then I'm not going to start a new bag for sure. So I really like the way the snowflakes are coming out with the background of that magazine page. And that magazine page came from a National Geographic book, because National Geographic really has some great images. If you can get a hold of some of those, then I say use them. You can get them for relatively cheap, especially at book sales for the library. So definitely pick those up wherever you can. I think I got a few for like 3 cents each at an estate sale. So I'm just making sure everything is stuck down good, and I really, really love the way these pages are coming out. So I decided to also make some page flags with the washi, because washi is very versatile. So this way it will kind of carry over to the other page also. And you can see I didn't do anything fancy. Nothing fancy with that washi tape, and I love the way it looks. And I have to say I love the way it feels as well, because I always say that the way your journal feels and looks, it really ignites your senses and it makes you want to journal. So now I'm going to journal, and I decided to just journal on the back of this card for now. And of course, there are several other journaling opportunities, I always call them, or journaling spots here that I left. And you can see I have that big card. I can journal on both sides of those because it's a flip up as well. I could also take a white ink pen or paint pen or one of those Uniball pens, and I can write on the actual gift wrap itself, since it's black. And so you'll actually see that when I do probably a final flip through of this, because I don't want to bore you guys to death with me just writing and journaling. But I did want you to see the process of decorating this, because I want you to know that there is no wrong way to journaling. You just have to open your mind, just pick up some items and just start putting them on a page. And you'll see, you'll know how you feel about it once you start putting it down. And it's really going to inspire you to start writing in your journal as well. So if you are enjoying videos like this, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button below, hit that notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out, and leave a comment. I want to know, are you journaling right now? And are you like me? Is it tough to commit? It's tough to commit for me as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. So with that, just enjoy the end of this, and love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.